Gabrielle Union just did an interview with Sway where she said that she eats Dwyane Wade's booty. You heard about that?
Praise God. Praise God.
And she wasn't ashamed of it.
Man, praise God. Praise God. I respect Dwyane Wade, and I actually met Gabrielle years before I ever met Wade. Both of them are wonderful people, and it ain't no sense to being married when you're not happily married. Ain't no sense to having fun when you ain't enjoying it. You don't have to put out sex tapes. You can just tell the story. When I'm in prison, when everybody was going crazy over the Swank and the Hustler magazine, I was reading the literature. I was reading the one when the lady was like, and he stroked his heart. He stuck his heart man piece inside my cunt and love juices with the flow. And I was like, oh shit. I'm out to suck that pussy when I get out. And then I was the first one that ever ate pussy on the record. On I Be Your Player. And now we graduated because I was raised with manners. I learned to address older people as yes ma'am, yes sir. I learned when you walk into somebody's house, you speak to everybody. That's why I don't go to church, because I realize a lot of these crooked preachers are having affairs with majority of the women in church, and I don't go in nobody's house trying to fuck with their hoes. Now, as far as the eat a booty game, if you look the next time you eat some pussy, just look. About 2 centimeters below is the ass. I just say hello sometimes. How you doing? That's the way I was raised, man. Remember, no pee-pee, no doo-doo. No pee-pee, no motherfucking doo-doo. Keep that thing fresh, clean, get them wet ones, them wipes, everything. When a woman be talking about, let me go in the bathroom and freshen up. You supposed to already been fresh, bitch.
Right, because when I interviewed Trina and I asked her about the whole eat a booty thing.
You know, Trick was one of the first ones to do put guys on just being extra nasty. So, I mean, I'm not surprised by that. But, I mean, he just only talk about stuff that happens normally in people's bedroom, but it's just not talked about. It's a personal, private thing. It's a whole bunch of guys that definitely does that. And a lot of them just sitting back like, whoa, he exposed us, And, I mean, when you're intimate with somebody, what you do is what you do. It's just what you do. People do all kinds of stuff, We just don't run around talking about, oh, I'm eating butt. But you do. A lot of you do. Most of your favorite rappers that you interview, they do. All of them do it.
Right, especially under the influence. And I think over 65 to 70% of sex is emotion while you're under some influence or something. Whether it's an enhancement pill or some alcohol or some weed.
So some people gonna look at this and say, for a man to eat booty is gay.
Let me explain something to you. One thing I'm gonna say this to you. I am not homosexual. I am not homosexual. I am not homophobic. I have nothing against gay and lesbian men or women because they're not for me. They're for you gay and lesbian lovers. And I have not seen one homosexual in a relationship with another homosexual. So y'all need to come out the closet and stop trying to point your finger at me. I know who I am. Do you know who you are? When I'm talking about eating booty game, I was not speaking of men eating men booty. I was speaking of man eat woman, and yes, woman eat man. I like to get ate out too. I only take baths. I stay prepared.
Okay. So where would you draw the line with that? Would you say that using a strap-on with a woman is gay?
I don't like when the lesbian women pull out the strap-on. I think they have some type of mental illness because you're portraying to be a man to a whole extent, but yet you're telling this woman that she don't need a man. For what's gay to me is a man that's always that want to holler at this woman, that woman, this woman, that woman, this woman, leave her, try to talk to her. 5 kids, don't take care of none of them. Talk about another dude holding a conversation with a woman, trying to get her attention, telling her, oh yeah, man, I'm rawer than Trick, I'm rawer than him, and that's gay. The rest of the people that actually do participate in gay activities, that's their way of lives. We have to respect them people's minds. You have to respect their mind. We have nothing against them. That's their way of life. There could have been a whole lot of other worse things in the world that affected you. Being gay to a person shouldn't affect you if you're not gay, if they're not insulting you, or they're not causing havoc on your relationship, your kids, or your family. You people have to learn to mind your own business. That's how my mama got pregnant. She wanted to know what my daddy had going on.
Well, speaking of that, we had interviewed Boosie.
They're trying to make everybody fucking gay. That's what I think. They're putting it on our culture. They're putting it everywhere. Gay stuff is everywhere, And I think they're just trying to do it to make a monetary gain. They're not doing it for the gays. They're not really fans of the gays. They're doing it for monetary gain, man. They're trying to make money off these people, man. You got cartoons they have gays on cartoons. Like, these are kids. Let kids make their own decision if they want to go that way. 6 and 7-year-olds, 5-year-olds shouldn't be turned on to gay cartoons when their mind not even developed yet. What if they like how that cartoon talk? Now you're forcing them to be gay.
That, I believe, even with looking at the Empire, from season 1, show number 2, I knew Buddy was gay. But this is national TV, prime time TV. There's probably more kids watching it because it come on right before bedtime. It's probably the last thing that they're gonna see before they lay down and go to sleep. That's one thing, being gay, but you're actually having sex on TV. You're actually kissing on TV in front of these kids. And then I think that everybody being gay should be your own right. I think that everybody should be raised, given an equal opportunity to figure out what their sexual preference is. Back in my era, if you were gay, girl or boy, you had to wait till you was grown or at your mama's house to come out the closet. Now we have middle school, elementary school kids that is announcing they're gay, and we have gay couples trying to adopt the same-sex kids, and I don't think it's fair to the kids. I don't think it's fair to the kids. Once you decided to cross over, you had to understand that in order to take it any further, such as adoption, such as being public with it, that it affects other people. And that's the point that I was talking about, as long as it don't affect you. If I have to sit there and monitor what my child watch on TV, I would never think in a million years that they could turn to Fox or some other network and just blatantly see this with no problem, because those wouldn't be the shows or the channels that I would block. And I had a problem with the cartoons from the story they told me about the Teletubbies, and I never really looked into that like that, but it's very serious. It's becoming more common. I think there's other things to do than to be commonly gay. There's other things to do. When the person's gay, trust me, they can't hide it, they can't deny it. They're gonna live their lifestyle eventually. But for a little child, for a minor, I just think it's not fair to them, because I don't think they have a opportunity to choose other lifestyles and other walks of life.
I mean, do you think that you have 2 kids, right?
Uh-huh.
You help raise these kids. You watch these kids grow up. And you've been around other children as well. Do you think the kids are born gay, or do you think that it's an environmental type of thing, like a set of experiences?
I think it's more being accepted. I think it's easier to be accepted, and I'm gonna be honest with you. It seems that way. It's easy to be accepted in the gay community than it is in the other community, because there's less things that you have to prove. In regular society, if you don't dress too good, you're considered poor, middle-aged, or nothings. And I think when I just never saw it so much. I maybe saw one gay person that was under the age of 18 my whole entire life until this last 10 years. And I think it's more of a trend. I think it's more of they're attention seekers. They're looking for, they're lonely. They don't have the support of their family and friends and their parents, and as well as teachers and coaches and pastors. and community leaders. I think if we get them more attention to get their mind on other things, I think they will learn to realize that this ain't what I want. And gay ain't something you try out. Let me get this straight. Gay ain't something you try out. I've noticed a lot of women that was gay 10 years ago want babies now. That's not fair to your child. That's not fair to your girlfriend or your future baby daddy.
Well, I mean, you talk about gay being a trend now. I mean, because for the first time in our history, you now have openly gay rappers that have had hit records. Like I Love McConan came out as gay.
I don't have grown people that live their life. I have nothing against openly gay marriages. I have nothing against them. I have nothing against gay people walking holding hands. But I don't want you kissing and making out while I'm walking by in places that I probably got my kids. That's all I'm saying. I have no problem with that. If I go on the beach and I see two men kissing, I'm a grown man and I'm uncomfortable with it, all I do is leave.
Yeah, I mean, I don't particularly like two men kissing. Not my thing. I don't have a problem with them doing it. Seeing it, if it's ever on TV, I'd have to look away.
Even on TV, you have the choice to change the channel. But like what I was saying with the kids, all these parental guides you had already put in place, you didn't expect this to come on ABC or Fox.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, Empire has a gay director. So he wants to put that out there. Lee Daniels.
Hey, man, I just, and that's another thing. We don't go around announcing we're not gay. How many times have you had to tell somebody you was heterosexual?
None.
How many times have you announced that?
Right, but most people are heterosexual. Most human beings are. So you don't have to announce it.
I mean, I look at more people as being homo sapiens than heterosexual.
Okay.
So, but that's not something, that's just like a woman walking in the club, I'm divorced. She didn't walk in saying she was married. So I just think that it's just uncomfortable depending on your beliefs and your religions. And anytime you have 50-50 situations, you have to respect other people's mind and respect their space as well. That's all I'm saying.